history books.
What do you read about it?
Oh, if you look up last attempted train robbery on Wikipedia, you might find it. The instigation behind learning about this story was the site of the last attempted train robbery was in southern Oregon, in the Siskiyou Mountains, and the Siskiyou line ran through the Siskiyou Mountains, and at its highest point, there were many tunnels that were cut through the mountains for the train, and at its highest point along the line was Tunnel 13, which was the site where all trains were required to stop to test their brakes before making their descent. And it was a 3,000-foot tunnel, and it was lined with old-growth redwood timbers, cut in the 1800s. And a few years ago, some of those timbers caught fire, and they had to pull them all down. And these were just ancient trees, and it was kind of highly coveted materials at that point. And the guitar builder bought a small block of this wood and has built some guitars out of them called Tunnel 13 guitars. And LJ, the builder, is in Wisconsin and was familiar with LJ's work because he's from nearby. And they asked him to write a song kind of to tell the story behind this whole attempted train robbery, and said that they would give him a guitar in exchange for a song. And so we wrote this song together, and he got a guitar, and I got a song. I got to get in first on the offer next time. I should give you a little background. Well, that's background on the story. Why we wrote the song. The background on the story is that it's the attempted train robbery because these would-be robbers had never robbed a train before. But they had read all about how Jesse James had pulled it off, so they figured they were pretty well prepared. They showed up at Tunnel 13 where the train would be stopped with a few guns and some sticks of dynamite just in case. And took the conductor at gunpoint, took him back to the mail car where all the treasure and booty were stored, and the mail guard, at those times, the mail guard rode inside the car. It was the only way to lock and unlock the door. No one on the outside had the key. And the mail guard refused to open the door, so they decided to use some dynamite to blow the door off. But they had also never used dynamite before, and they underestimated its power and ended up blowing up the entire car, including all its contents and the mail guard. So they panicked, they shot the conductor and two other members that worked on the train, and ran off into the woods completely empty-handed. So this song, rather than being about the robbery, it's more about the community that lost 4 of their own. People who worked on the line usually lived somewhere along that line. So this is called the Siskiyou Line. Must have shook those redwood timbers. I can hear my granddad say, as it echoed down the valley on that clear October day. I was working as a Gandhi dancer 2 miles down the grade from Tunnel 13. And how my heart was racing when we heard that engine blow, as we hurried up the cross ties. Little did we know, in the dark of the tunnel, like night to the day, with the smell of gunpowder in shadow they lay, like 4 warm stones from that mountain of time. unscheduled stop on the Siskiyou line. We carry them down, we carry them down, we carry them down. Tunnel 13, broken fingernail. First time Granddad told that story was the first I saw his tears. And a man so full of laughter, it just flooded through the years. He said the way to keep your joy is to take your grief straight on. There were 4 gravestones from that mountain of time and that unscheduled stop on the Siskiyou line. We stood in the pews and we sang the refrain, 'cause there's something in song that speaks to the pain. In Humboldt County, there's a redwood grove that has stood for centuries. And in the shade of that sentient cathedral, he told his tale to me. And somewhere in that architecture, he must have heard the echo from Tunnel 13. It's just one song in a mountain of time. It was only one stop on the Siskiyou line. Deep down in the grain where history sings, how many stories in 2,000 rings. We carry them down, we carry them down, we carry